Hey guys, welcome into another testing video. In this video we are testing the same 6600 rig. I've got 8 cards in the rig and the current power draw is 390, sorry, it does dip down, probably like 385 or so. Trying to account for those dips is really hard because it does drop all the way down to like 330 or so. So it's hard to calculate that in without doing like a 24-hour test, but I don't want to do a 24-hour test because then I'll be losing profits on Ethereum, or I could be mining that. It's much more profitable than this, but at the moment anyway. But yeah, we'll probably use like 380. Just go 380. It's usually like 394, but then I don't know, like a third of the time it's sitting below that at like 350 or something. So 360, 323, 328. Yeah, it's extremely variable power draw. We'll just call it like 380, and just know that it does vary quite a bit. But yeah, I'll jump into the software side and show you the mega hash or solutions per second that we're getting. Hey guys, so we're in the software side now. You can see the hash rate that we're currently getting. I did use 855 mega hash for the mega hash, or sorry, it should be sols. Yeah, we're using 855 because it does vary quite a bit. It's at 882 now, but if I refresh it, yeah, 846. So it's quite variable. And then yeah, we went, because the power is very variable as well, between like 325 to 396 or so, so we've gone with 380, and that gives us an efficiency of 2.25 sols per watt. To put that in perspective, we'll look here, so 2.25 would put this just here, just below the 3070, so the GPUs that are more efficient are the 2080, A2000, 3060 Ti, and 3070. As we know, these tables aren't 100% correct, so there could be other GPUs that are more efficient as well. But yeah, I mean, if we search for the actual 6600 on this list, it puts us like way down here. It thinks the hash rate's higher, but also that the wattage is way higher. I could not get that hash rate out of the cards no matter what I did. Whoops, wrong one. I put the core clock like all the way up and it just didn't do much of anything, so I just pulled it back down to 1800, seemed to be the most efficient and the best. So yeah, we went with 1800, and this was what I managed to achieve. So yeah, I just threw these numbers out the window, but yeah, we've managed to get it just in here in what, 5th place. So yeah, pretty happy with 5th place for that. They just seem to have really arbitrary numbers for the 6000 series, like 93 watts for the 6800, 97 watts for the 6600. Like, how is the 6600 using more wattage for like 148 than the 6800 is for the 205? It's just, yeah, pretty much just ignore the AMD cards in here. But the NVIDIA cards should be like pretty close to accurate because their software power draws are actually accurate, and a lot more people use them, people test them better, so yeah, we can mostly trust those. But yeah, pretty good efficiency for this algorithm, Aion. To be honest, I don't know much about Aion. I just kind of wanted to prove this thing, so we've got, yeah, profitability down here is pretty garbage. Basically like 10% of, or less than 10% of Ethereum at the moment. But really, I just want to prove to a lot of people who say, like, oh, they click on 6600 here and these hash rates come up and they're like, oh, so the 6600 can only do these algorithms like Ethash, Kapal, Zelhash, Ferropal. But look, there's no numbers here for Aion, but it's still able to do it. It's doing it right here. I don't think I mentioned yet, the load average being ridiculously high is just normal. It probably does make this slightly less stable. So I would definitely recommend having the hash rate watchdog going when you're doing this. Make sure it's set to the correct algorithm or the correct miner, because this could very easily crash, I'd say. Just because the load average is so high, and yeah, I mean, on Ethereum the load average is usually low, but on this algorithm for some reason load average is high. No matter what you do, like no undervolts, still high, no overclocks even, still high. Tested everything I could. Yeah, so that's just a thing, I don't know why. Yeah, so even though what to mine doesn't have stats for Aion on the 6600, you can still do it. How about these? So yeah, 6900 XT, 6800 XT, 6800, 6700 XT, and 6600 XT all have no stats for Aion, and yet I'm able to mine it on the 6600. So yeah, that just kind of proves a point that just because what to mine doesn't have the stats doesn't mean it can't do it. Because I can do it, I've done it, and not to mention it's got false numbers for this. I think we can get 117 for like way less wattage than that. I can't remember the actual wattage, but a lot of the numbers on here are just wrong. They haven't been like well tuned. Presumably someone's either done it without undervolts, or they've, because I mean when these cards first came out, HiveOS didn't support undervolting them like they did, or like they do now. Like you couldn't go in and set all these numbers as low as they are now, but now it's possible. Also, if anyone wanted to copy the overclocks, obviously check which model card you have, if you've got one of the same, and then come in here and copy the overclocks. Shouldn't have too much issues with stability on these. If you do, probably the ones to increase is the core voltage and SOC VDD max. You'll notice it's all 800. I couldn't even get them down to 795 or 797. It was unstable, so potentially if you got some bad silicon lottery, you might have to up that 805 or so. And core voltage might need to be upped as well. If you've got really bad silicon lottery, you might not even be able to get stably at 800, 1800 core clock, but you should be able to fairly fine on most cards. Yeah, I mean it does have high LA, but it is fairly stable. I've only been running it for 13 minutes now, but I have run it for like at least an hour previously. But yeah, obviously I say put the hash rate watchdog on because I have not tested it longer than that. Another thing to note, you'll get a few rejected shares right at the start when the rig boots. So yeah, the percentage will be pretty bad at the start, and you'll probably have like, because you at the start it's like, yeah, you'll have like the high LA there, and you also have another error like accepted share ratio. If it's below a certain amount, it comes up, I think it's like with little Z's on here. So it'll say your rig is sleeping, but that's just because like the first 3 or like maybe 3 of the first 10 shares will be rejected, which is fine, like so long as it the ratio gets better. And theoretically, if this keeps accepting shares, this will get to like 99.9, you know, it'll be irrelevant once it's kept running. I don't know how high it will get, but generally if I've run it for a couple of hours, I wouldn't be bothered by 99%. Anything under 99%, you kind of want to worry about a little bit, but not too much. Like you're losing 1% of your profit, so just keep that in mind. You know, you want to have it as high as possible, but if 3 shares are rejected at the start, like who cares? So that's like 2 minutes worth of mining, maybe 3 or 4 minutes, you know, at the start. Yeah, so that's pretty much all I got for this video. This is my Aion pool. The hash rate is coming through. I haven't run it long enough to get an average. I also don't plan on mining it long enough because the hash rate, the profitability is abysmal at the moment. But yeah, just another coin that I can prove that I can mine on my AMD 6000 cards, specifically the 6600.
is super efficient, so it just makes me more confident to buy more of these cards because I know they can do this algorithm and like all the others that I've been testing. So yeah, that's pretty much all I got for this video. Pretty efficient card on this algorithm. So yeah, if this helped you in any way, leave a like, comment, and subscribe to support the channel, and have a great day. See ya.